Hey there, welcome to part 3 of the final mission of 89 Red Horizon. This is a part where we finally take out the third submarine, the Victor 3. In the meanwhile, we are looking at a substantial amount of P-500s, and we need to eliminate all of those before they reach my carrier group, or worse, my amphibious landing group. In the meanwhile, of course, we're not just sitting still and waiting for them to shoot us. We have a couple of hits inflicted on the Udaloys over here, but they're not dead, so we might need to hit them again. What I'm also doing at the moment is sending another flight, I think it's these boys, and we're going to engage the Kalinin again. The Kalinin intermittently seems to be using its radar. Right now it is, even though I'm not detecting their emissions. My objective is to kill off the Kalinin using a couple of seed missiles. Now, seed missiles don't do enough damage to actually kill it, but what they can do is crush the radars. And by doing that, they make it easier to engage them. So that's the plan. I want you to engage the Victor 3. We got one missile out from Fast 7. I'm just going to start throwing AIM-54s at it because they don't really have any other targets for them. There we go. Maybe we can even use a Sidewinder, although it would have to be head-on. So not exactly a great approach angle. There we go. They're active again. They are active again. 81 miles. That's a bit too much. I just need you to close to another 1.5 miles and we'll be fine. I'm just going to throw all 16. I think these are going to need another dose. Now, the Kalinin was stationary, but she seems to be very slowly moving. Nevertheless, I'm going to start throwing missiles at it, as promised, or at least discussed in the previous video. I'm going to throw Tomahawk land attacks at it. Tomahawk anti-ships are not great because they will fly right into the surface here, but land attacks don't have that problem. So we're going to hit, well, I cannot hit the Kalinin itself, but I can hit pretty much the positions right next to it. Or at least such is the plan. On rail warm-up. Okay, that's a thing now. There we go. I can also throw a couple at the Rogov. I don't think I've seen the Rogov move at all. Neither the Rapucha here. Okay, let's see if that's enough. Don't know. We'll see. At this point, I suspect streetcars available. That means we're going to start sending two harms each. 1 and 2. And you get a missile. And you get a missile. Everybody gets a missile. Look at that. Missile Fiesta. Switch to your perspective. Gotta get my photography hobby in order. There we go. Done. That is pretty much it for their attack. If I'm feeling very, very, very brave, I can send them in with cluster bombs, but I'm not. I don't want to needlessly send out my birds to die. What are we doing here? We're retrieving streetcars. That's A7s. You were cycling through A6s, and you were fueling those in about 5 to 8 minutes. Good. At that point, I can launch another 16 harpoons. It shouldn't be too long before I can get those. We have intercepted a couple of the P-500s. Okay, good. Did we get all of them? Might have. P-3 is now coming in for the attack run on the Victor 3. Victor 3 might not be aware. Kind of how I like my targets. Utterly unsuspecting of any issues. Bay's open. We have a total of 8 torpedoes available on this bird. And I suspect it's going to throw 2 to 4. Let's see what it does. 4 torpedoes against the Victor 3 might be overkill. But on the other hand, there isn't exactly another aerial, or sorry, another submarine or surface, if you're feeling brave, target to go after. So I don't really need to be saving my torpedoes for anything else. Getting new radar tracks, 616263. Which is what? Oh, more P500s. Fantastic. Alright. There's 1, 2, 3. Huh. Okay. That was another option. Go with 3. Right. Missiles out. Retrieving aircraft. Missiles out against their missiles. Torpedoes out. At this point, the Victor 3 is probably going to start going, oh shit. And they are indeed doing that. They're cavitating, they're throwing noisemakers out to confuse my torpedoes, but my torpedoes are pretty close already. Half a mile, which does not give them a lot of time to respond at all. They're increasing speed like a madman, doing 17 knots, 18, 19 and a half, 20. Unfortunately for you, I don't think that's going to quite cut it. Because there you can see the trail of the submarine just in the shadow. So we'll let these things do what they're good at. Well, what they can do, they're not necessarily always good at it. Okay, these are our land attack missiles to be used against ships. Got a Tomcat coming home, I think. Who is that? No, that's not a Tomcat. You're Rook 2. Rook 2, welcome back. That's Princeton engaging. That's the land attackers, I think, from... who was the other one? Not Ticonderoga, right? Bunker Hill. Yeah, Bunker Hill's at it. Engaging with Tomahawks. So Princeton's engaging incoming missiles. Why are you pointing your ECM in that direction? And we have the Bunker Hill engaging land-based targets, if you will. There's also a large land-based target there. Whatever that is.
Engage track 7024.
Still got these things walking around a little bit. Salvo 2. Salvo 2.
Track 7025. Salvo fire.
Maybe we can hit these. I'm not sure if they're hostile though. 7031 and 30. So let's wait a little bit with that. I think the game's starting to lag a little bit. Normally it does that when I'm throwing a lot of soda boys out, but I'm not doing that. I've thrown, what, 4 or 5 soda boys? And that's it. But there's a lot of missiles going about. Look at that. Stream of land attack missiles coming out of the Bunker Hill. She's down to 8. And she's not done launching yet. Now this will require the Kalinin to be nice and holding still, which it is not doing. Damn it. You're not supposed to move. You're supposed to nicely sit still. Oh well. We'll get to you in a minute. I still have another flight of 3 A6s available. Time to start using those. Enter ship. Launch. Launch, launch, launch. Rook 1 coming in for landing. Fast Eagle 1 being taken back to hangar.
7032.
New passive contact 7167. I suspect that's a noisemaker. Yep. Torpedo decoy. Are you fooled or not? No, you're not fooled. You're not fooling anybody, friend. So that means you are going to get hit. Unless this thing keeps arcing up as it is, in which case, I kind of doubt it. Hello? There's not even a noisemaker in front of you. What are you even trying to hit? Are you having... Okay. Stop playing around. Yeah, that's not a submerged submarine. Okay, here come the harms again. Anti-radiation missiles. Intercepted by the Udaloy. That's down here. Chaff. We don't care about chaff. We're going for radiation. And that is not something you can easily fool. Oh, they got all of them. Well done. Hit. You turned your radar off, you bastard. It's the easiest way to defeat an anti-radiation missile, of course. Are we finally going to get a hit? At this point, I don't believe it until it actually happens. What the hell? That's not where it's supposed to go. Even the P3 is going, screw this, I'm not even fighting that. Engage. All those land attack missiles are nothing to show for it. Because the bastard moved. Look at all these missiles. We're gonna have a lot of missiles in the bay soon. Oh well. Well, at least you're on fire again. Okay. Ray gun 1. Preparing for takeoff, but we're first retrieving a bunch. Yeah, I'm gonna cut a little bit out here until something more interesting happens. 2 more torpedoes going for the sneaky Victor 3, and this time around they seem to have very little recourse. They're still throwing noisemakers out, but these 2 are approaching from the bow, making it pretty difficult for this guy to dodge. And there's going to be our first hit. There's one. Second torpedo should be right behind it. There it is. You have got to be kidding. Noisemakers, nom nom nom. No, you idiot. That's not the target. Are you growing a brain accidentally? No. Look, here I was hyping up these torpedoes, saying this is what they do best. Well, that leaves a lot to be desired. Send everything you got. Send everything you got. This guy needs to die. He's part of the mission. He's part of the objectives. Okay, how are we doing? Missiles have been intercepted. Check. We are in the clear. Excellent. They did send a bunch of missiles after a streetcar, which I had loitering, and thankfully I was able to see those incoming missiles and dodge them, but that got a little close. I almost lost all 4 of these birds to missiles from, I think, this platform here. So I can't wait for those to get demolished by a couple of land attackers. Now, let's see. It's just noisemaker central around here. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 noisemakers. 14. Of course the noisemakers are going to be confusing the torpedoes, especially in those numbers. P3 is probably going to try and turn around. Trying to line up its run. I might have to send another 2 S3s out here just to kill this Victor. Because these bastards are so sneaky. And it's, well, it's not even sneaky. Like, I know exactly where it is. The problem is actually getting a weapon to connect with it. Oh, this one might have a plan. Yeah, this one might have potential. All of a sudden it's reacquired. You have got to be kidding. You're gonna miss because this thing is doing an emergency blow? Doubt that. That's a hit. Got him. All Soviet submarines destroyed. Every known submarine has been neutralized. No further subsurface threats remain. Okay, I would personally phrase that different. Because this, every known Soviet submarine in the area has been neutralized, leads me to believe that there might be some unknown submarine. So, if I was the creator of this scenario, I'd say, great, you've accomplished the mission, all known submarines are destroyed, stay vigilant. Anyway, no further subsurface threats remain, the sea lanes are clear for the final assault. Push forward. This is our moment. That remains to be seen. because we still have to deal with a couple of surface and naval units. Oh, the Kalinen's kind of making its way back north? Oh, you bastard. Now you even pushed the Rogov out of position.
Track 70.
All these land attackers. Okay. Con sonar, new submarine contact detected. Designation Fast Eagle 8. We got a bug. Fast Eagle 8 is now submerged. It's doing a height of minus 582. Fast Eagle 4. Minus 82 feet, 974 feet. I'm not sure why they're trying to even line up like that, because the carrier is the other way. Fast Eagle 7 is trying to return to base. At least this one I still have some hope for. I do very much concern that we're going to have... Yeah. This is kind of the landing order, if you will. This is the order in which things will happen. However, what you're seeing right now is that my aircraft carrier is pretty much bogged out. It's not actually refueling and rearming my aircraft. The timer is not moving. And Raygun 8, supposedly in a landing pattern, is submerged. So what I'm going to do is some divine intervention by using the F10 menu. And I'm going to say I want to go F10 General. The hell? Did I change this menu? What I'm going to do is eliminate this guy. Because... normally there's a kill trigger here for it. But I'm not even sure if the game still considers these to be an actual unit. How am I going to get rid of this guy? Because I can spawn in a new unit. But I would much rather change the altitude of this unit. And I'm not sure if I can. Test mode. Yeah, no, I don't think this is going to work out. See, with the rents, if I go to general, I can arm self-destruct. But for these birds, I can't. Which is weird, because it's almost like they're not part of the scenario anymore. And this is going to cause grave issues. Because it means I cannot launch aircraft. I cannot retrieve aircraft. There is one other option that I can use, and that's to kill off the whole carrier. And then respawn the aircraft carrier. I'm not sure if that'll kill the mission, because I don't think you're supposed to lose the Nimitz here. Boom. Okay. That also took care of most of the wing. So now I'm going to go spawn. Spawn. I need you to spawn. This is going to take a while, isn't it? I need you to spawn an aircraft carrier in. USN CVN Nimitz. Okay. Yes. But where did you drop it? I don't use the spawn menu at all. Typically. Because I don't need to. Spawn it for the player. Yes. Transfer it. Yes. Create a new one. Replace selected. No. Create new. Oh, I could have tried replace selected. But alright. Maybe I just need to have a general position. Altitude correction. Yes. Spawn. Boom. Oh, now we have two of them. Where the hell are they?
Hostile air. Contacts detected.
Where? Dude, where's my aircraft carrier? Oh, you parked them right there.
Turn to course.
Turn to course. That might be complicated.
Course 047. Hell line.
Boom. This is how you launch a ship. Come on, Nimitz.
Multiple hostile air. Contacts
Unfortunately, I got enough birds up there that I can't actually land the existing ones. Are you gonna do something? Yes, elevators are working.
Hostile.
Okay, so this is how you can kind of unfuck the game, which sometimes is just needed. Because it doesn't always work out.
Multiple. Hostile.
There we go. The Kalinen's once again trying to throw off my incoming missiles. And she's not having a great time of it. Land attacks should... Terrain follow. What the hell? You guys got a terrain following feature. Or not. Great. Well, there's that. That doesn't work. Maybe against these targets I'll at least get some hits. Yeah, they're just gonna all slam themselves into the ground. The funny part is, we are seeing some wasteful efforts from these ships trying to defend themselves against missiles, even from the Slava here, which aren't actually going to be under attack. So these missiles that they're sending are not missiles they can use against me. So that's the good news. Yep, at least we're going to get some new strike aircraft. Nimitz, if you please, join a formation. Formation join Task Force 3-3.
Hostile. Turn to course.
Oh shit, you're part... No, actually, you're right. You're part of the right formation here. All of you need to be heading that way.
Contact faded. Track.
Why are you heading there at 32 knots?
3, 2. Multiple.
I think the whole game is kind of going into a bit of a weird loop.
Multiple. Ceasefire. Track.
I think it was trying to shoot something. Bunker Hill. Now she's coming around.
Hostile. Air.
Oh well.
Contacts detected. Hit track.
Alright, we are at least getting some hits in, apparently, against a fuel tank. How about that?
Multiple. Hostile. Air.
At least we're getting some effects out of our cruise missiles. But it's already gone. How did you make it through? Weird things are happening with this game. And I know that this is going to throw some people off. I know I have seen a lot of comments going, oh, yeah, see, these bugs are why I don't play this game. And I get it. It's weird. It's sometimes quite frustrating. Yeah, I get it. It's perfectly normal for you to feel that way. I have it too. Sometimes I go just, oh, Jesus, is that what we're doing? Yes, that's what we're doing. And it can be so frustrating when it just doesn't want to work. But when it does, like in the first parts of these, of the, let's say episodes 1 and 2, for this particular mission, I thought it was really good. So unfortunately, right now you're seeing some weird effects, but most of the time it seems to be going quite well. 7025 is a fuel tank, isn't it? Yeah. This Udaloy used to be on fire, isn't anymore. Okay, Buffalo. I think it's time to start debuffing those enemy units. Just gonna go all ahead flank. I'm not worried about being detected, because they don't really have an option to engage me anyway. The Los Angeles over here is... well, they can run that way. It's gonna take me about an hour to get close enough to launch a torpedo in the first place. And ideally, by that time, they'll already be dead. Because I want to engage these Udaloys and put them down for good. We're already in range. Yeah, let's start throwing out missiles. 2. These missile buses are pretty straightforward, especially if you launch them at short of range like this. No. No. You missed the other one. 1, 2. Off you go. RTB. Okay, so they're going to turn around. We're going to have the other ray guns engage some other targets. Such as going down here. So we can start approaching from the south. Fly low enough to bypass these islands and engage the Slava and the Kalinin. The problem is going to be who is going to jam this. I think Rook 3 is in a pretty decent position to do so. So let's get Rook 3 over there, start jamming, and make it very difficult for them to get any kind of an intercept. As for the rest of these surface targets, like Dropucha, whatever, I don't really find that to be a problem. Some of these others, Meh. Like, we'll see how it goes. The Slava is coming out to meet me? That's a bit weird. Where are you going? You're just gonna circle around? Yeah, I think so. They're just gonna sit there. This is really not in their best interest. If they want to stay safe, they're gonna have to head north. Not south. North. Because that's where I can't hit you with my harpoons. South? You're done. Much as these Udaloys are going to be on the receiving end of. They don't even have their radars on. Maybe their radars have been destroyed. Which means that these two Udaloys are going to get utterly and completely demolished by a couple of flights of harpoons. Even their guns aren't shooting. There's one. How badly were you hurt? Weird. Most of the time, an Udaloy can keep at least their Sea-Whiz running. But nothing. Curious. I wonder if this is part of the rest of the bugs that are currently getting into the game here. We'll see.
Multiple surface contacts detected.
Multiple surface? Really? Oh, you're detecting more radar installations there. Okay. Now, let's see. What are we going to do against this Slava? I think Ray Gun 5 can just engage it. 12 missiles ought to do the trick. So salvo everything. I'm already really close at 33 miles. Way too close, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4. Off you go. Ray Gun 8 is going to continue on its course. I need to really line that up, otherwise it'll just slam into the ground. Let's see if you can actually retrieve your birds. Yep. That works. Okay. Not sure what happened to the other Nimitz, but I'm glad I got this one to work again. Welcome back. Slava still has all of her radars. Never executed a seed strike against this guy, so yeah. They won't actually have any kind of a problem. As for using time acceleration right now, it's just to make things a little faster, because it's just delivering missiles at the moment. Oh shit, I'm jamming him. It's just delivering missiles at the moment. Which is why I'm using time acceleration so much. See, now the Slav is blinded again, they're not even launching missiles anymore. Now they are. That's a burn through. And pop-up phase. Which you can always see by missiles, or by Sea-Whiz tracing straight up. Hit, 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 hit. Okay, whatever happens, that thing's dead. Ray Gun 8. New targets. Salvo everything. Target Kalinin. It's just going to be 12 missiles, but Kalinin is jammed. So I'm not sure... Oh, I might have launched it too soon. I'm not sure if she'll be able to throw some missiles back at it. We'll see. Okay, so this Nimitz has retrieved its aircraft. It's going to cycle those in 20 minutes. Excellent. Udaloys are both gone. Slava's gone. So now we're kind of waiting for the rest of the missiles to kill off the Kalinin. And get our forces into that landing circle. Which is probably still going to take a good long amount of time. Expected in 5.5 hours from now. Oh, please bypass that terrain. No, it's going to be a tight one. But I think we're going to slam into the ground. I was too soon on the launch. Shit. Great. Okay, misplayed that. Let's try again. I finally got eyes on that other main objective. Take out the airbase. So I thought, well, let's have the submarines have some fun. Because Los Angeles over here has been very diligent in her detection of enemy submarines. but has otherwise not really taken part in the fight. So she's now launching all of her Tomahawk land attackers. Well, to some extent, because she's only using her torpedo tubes. So we're sending a whole 4 Tomahawks out there. And of course, this is what the game has kind of given you the B-52s for. But the problem is still the Kalinin, although that is being handled. We have another flight of 16 harpoons going out to greet it. And if that doesn't work, I have a couple of A7s, which I can just send in with a couple of Mark 82 bombs. It's going to be a very straightforward bombing run. That doesn't mean it's going to be safe, but, you know, that terrain, it's kept the Kalinin safe. It works both ways. I can also use that to fly in very low, pop up, drop some bombs on her, and fly out. Of course, some of her other ships around might not really appreciate that little maneuver. So I'm very much expecting some counterattack, which means I'm going to first see if the harpoons get there. And I'm actually feeling a lot better about their approach this time around. Because we have cleared the landmass there, or we're about to. And the Kalinin is still jammed. She's already taken some damage to her fire control radar, though they might have restored that. And at this point, she should start shooting. But she isn't. So that means she's either unaware, she's out of missiles, unlikely, or she just doesn't get a whole lot of time to respond. And it starts raining. And I think that's one very dead Kalinin. That thing got hit with a perfect storm. 16 harpoons. Ought to do it. Ought to do it. At this point, I'm very interested in just going after these ground attack units. Or rather, going after ground attack with these units. So, we're going to split everybody up. I'm going to say formation disband. Streetcar 1 is going to go for 7253. Streetcar 2 is going to go for 7252. Streetcar 3 is going to go for 7029 that I put up. And I think we might just have Street 4 go after... Why is Streetcar 5? Whatever happened to number 4? You're going to go after the Kalinin, just to finish it off. Oh, or not. Mission complete. Enemy defeated at sea. With the destruction of the last Soviet warship, debatable, the remaining supply and land vessels have surrendered. The invasion is broken. The west coast stands free. So we're subtly done. And, oh boy, that's bad news for you. Abort, abort, abort. Do not fly in. Because we've just won the game. Well, the mission, that is. So that is it for Operation Red Horizon, the series. Really, I had a couple of really good missions and had a couple of slightly less good missions. But overall, I really enjoyed it. Especially the first part to this little triple series, or this little 3 video parter, where we had missiles going out, missiles coming in, aircraft having to get shot down, Tomcats that needed managing. Lots of things happening at the same time. Thank you for watching, I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you soon for more sea power, because there's plenty left to cover.